Hey everyone, it's Lori from Scraps by Sissy. Happy Thursday! How's your week going? I have to tell you, I'm pretty sure it's going to be a full moon fairly soon. Let's see. Yeah, let's just say it's one of those mornings. And I was glad I got here. I'm using my new mat that I found at a garage sale, so let me know how you like the black background versus the white background. This is a test run on that. So today's project is actually one of the cards we created at our team mini convention last weekend. It's one of 16 cards that the ladies got to make. It's using the Gingerbread Suite. And I'll show you some of the cards while we wait for people to come on. Let's see. This was one of the sweets that we used, which was the gingerbread, and we used the gingerbread and peppermint memories and more cards and envelopes. That's a long title, and that's the inside of that card. And these cards come pre-printed with these gorgeous envelopes. Now these are a little bigger than what our normal cards are. This is actually measures in at 6 1/4 by 4 1/4, so just a little bit longer. And then here's one of the other cards. They made 4 different cards from each of the different sweets that I chose. Again, this is using the gingerbread. Just quick and easy on these cards. And then just love the little gingerbread die cuts in this suite. Something happened with this one. That's not supposed to be there, but you know, stuff happens when you got a bunch of girls sitting around crafting. So that was one of the sweets. Then we also used some of that Blackberry Beauty designer series paper. And I chose to use different stamp sets so that they could see how far you can make your paper go. So this was one of the cards. And of course, when you have that gorgeous designer series paper, you have to decorate your envelopes with it. That was one of them. And then here's another one, pairing that up with the polished pink, which I never would have thought to put those together, but it's part of the designer series paper. Hi Vicki, how are you? I bet you're excited to get into your new house. And then that was the inside of the card. Let's see, where's this envelope here? And Vicki, I'm showing them all the cards they created at our team mini convention. This is another one, just sweet and simple. When you've got such gorgeous designer series paper, you really don't need to put a whole lot of effort in your card making because the paper is going to do it all for you. I think this one here, this one is my favorite. I just love the gold and the purple together. And like I said, just real simple. You're adding a piece of designer series paper and some ribbon and one stamp. Same with the inside of this one. And then because we just got through with Celebration, each of the girls got a full pack of the penguin paper. And we created these cards. Good morning, Beth. How are you? Okay, here's one of them. And the little snow has got some ice on it. There you go. Lots of Winkastella. Again, we decorated the envelopes. And then we did this one. His little hat just cracks me up. That's the inside. A little polar bear, which we fussy cut. And in case you didn't know, in the penguin stamp set, the little balloon that's in there actually fits with our retired balloon duet punch. It's the smaller balloon. So if you've got that punch, you can make that work. And then this last one. This one reminds me of my BFF Tracy. And she'd understand why with the horns on the penguin. Isn't that cute? And then one last sweet product they used. They got a pack of the beautifully penned paper. And we made Christmas cards using the sweet little stockings. That's it. And each of the cards had a different embossed layer on it. Just quick and easy. And we did use different colors of the end colors. Aren't those cute? And they're just really simple to put together once you have all your layers cut. This one I think was my favorite because I like the black and the white. And then this one is using the soft succulent. But it was just a fun afternoon for the ladies, getting together and stamping. We did a mystery stamping project. That was hysterical. So that's one of the fun things we do with our team. So let's get started on today's card. Like I said, this is one that they created, and it's a simple shaker card. Isn't that cute? We're going to cut up one of the card bases. The measurements, see, I told you, it is a full moon. The measurements for this card, the card base is done in cider cinnamon, and it's just 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. We're going to trim one of those gingerbread and peppermint memories and more card base. The front we're going to trim down to 4 inches by 5 1/4. The back piece, which is also printed on one side, we're going to use for the inside of our card, was cut down to 3 3/4 by 5, and then our little strip here is 3/4 inches by 3, and then we're going to flag the ends. And if you notice, I'm using a different color ink on my notes because I couldn't find my blue one. It's been one of those weeks. So let's get started. Hopefully I'm going to be able to trim this card for you without too much mishap. We'll see how that goes. So this is the way these card bases come. It's already scored at 4 1/4, and it has this pretty piece printed on it. And it's got that, I don't know what you call it. It's a mottled, or it's not marbled, but kind of a mottled look to it, which makes this a great piece to use for the inside. So I'm going to start by trimming this right at the 4 1/4. This piece, we know that it's going to be 5 inches by 3 3/4. Oops, don't want to score it. We want to cut it. All right, so that's done. Now, we want to make sure we keep this centered. So we're going to cut 1/8 of an inch off of each side. So let's go down here to hopefully that's the 8th mark. Let's see. Oops, we trimmed a little too much off that side. See, I told you. All right, let's just come over here and cut this one like so. All right, so now we're going to cut about 1/2 inch off the bottom. I'm going to make sure that we get this kind of even. Want this at 5 1/4. So let's see where we're at here. This is actually measuring in at 3 3/4. So let's bring this down to 5 inches. Where are we at? That's already 5 inches. Okay, so let's just take a little bit off of this side. See, I should have probably trimmed this before we got on camera. Oh, bless her heart, she tries. All right, close enough. All right, so now we'll put all this away. I should know better. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we are going to glue on a piece of that cute gingerbread designer series paper to go right inside that printed mark. This is cut at 3 inches by 4 inches. Did I even have that on there? I didn't. So your designer series piece is cut at 3 inches by 4 inches, and then we're going to use that other piece that's left over to, of course, decorate our envelope. We're just going to stick this in here like so. And let's go ahead and get this. Oh, that's the wrong one. Here it is. You just never know what you're going to get with me. Keeping it real, right? So I hope your Thursday's going well. We've had rain finally. By the time we get through, I think they said the weekend, we are going to have close to 7 inches of rain here in Redding, which we desperately need. Okay, let's get that in there. I'm debating whether or not I really want to take out a sharp object the way things are going. So, 1 sheet of the designer series paper out of the gingerbread and peppermint 6x6 pack will work for 1 card if you're going to decorate the envelope. 2. Get this in here. And then we'll have a pretty little envelope to go with our card. There we go. Okay, that takes care of that. So now comes the fun part. To make our shaker card, this is a quick and easy way to do it. I'm going to take one of our clear envelopes. Let's move this guy out of the way. We're going to stick him in this envelope like so. And I'm going to stick him all the way tight down into the corner of the envelope. So make a nice tight seal when we fold this over. We're going to add some of these cute little gingerbread and peppermint acrylic shapes. They're adorable, but I'm not sure how you would get them adhered to a card front. So shaker card it is. We'll just sprinkle the rest of those in there. Come on, get in there. This guy's stuck. All right, so now keep them all in the front there. You're going to seal the envelope up. And you want to make sure when you fold this over that it's nice and tight. And you can see my card's already slipped. So let's get him in there nice and tight. Okay, fold this over. Now, here's a question for you. Is the black background making it easier to see, or would the white be better? Let me know. Just leave that in the comments for me. Now we're going to seal this up using tear and tape. So I'm going to take a piece of tear and tape, and I'm going to run it right over, following the line of the card layer. And then we're going to seal that up. If I can get this picked up. That's what happens when you trim your nails really short. There you go. I'm going to just fold this over, and by having the adhesive right next to the edge, it makes that card layer nice and tight. Now we're going to add more of our tear and tape, and this is what we're going to use to adhere this to the card front. Isn't that easy? Think of all the times that I've tried to make shakers and cut a hole in the card front, and oh darn, I've cut it wrong and can't get the window sheet to sit right. Well, here you go. This is the answer to that. Okay, get that out of the way. We don't need that anymore. Let's just use this. This will be quick, except it's got a mini glue dot on it. All right, so pull our little pieces off, and maybe, come on. Only when you're doing it live does it hang up. I thought I was going to have to make another sample card this morning. When I typed up my blog post yesterday, I set the card down somewhere, and it took me probably a good 20 minutes to find that sucker. You almost had a mystery stamping on your hands. Okay, so now we're just going to fold our card base over. I'm going to take our little shaker front, and we're just going to lay him right on the card base. See? Shaker card. Now we're going to go ahead and stamp the sentiment for the front. And we're going to use real red ink. And I've already got the stamps loaded up, ready to go. Get my stamp and pierce mat. Let's see. Hi, Janine. How are you? You're a part of the show this morning, huh? I almost called it something else, and you know what I almost called it. Okay, so happy holidays. We're going to stamp that right in front. Ooh, that's not very straight, is it? Let's try one more time. I might not have gotten this. That's close enough. Okay, so now I'm going to just flag the ends, just like that. Now, stamp and seal works great for this. Just run a piece on the back and stick it on there. And with all those pretty little shakers in there, you don't really need anything else on your card front. So then the inside of the card, I'm going to take our piece from the card layer, and we're going to stamp "Wishing you a Merry Christmas." And see how it looks with that mottled look. Maybe that's not the right word. Little splatters. I don't know. It's too early for me. I need more coffee. I'm going to lay this on the inside like so. And we're done. How's that? Shaker card in what, less than 15 minutes? So there you go. Move everything out of the way. Oh, I forgot to tell you. Yesterday was my 10-year Stamp-a-versary. And anyone that shops my store, oh, there's some adhesive there, and uses this host code, I'm sending them 10 handmade cards off my rack. So if you need to add something to your stash, I'd love it if you shopped with me today and use this code. And then I'll send you 10 handmade cards for a thank you. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your week. Yeah. I guess I need a little more practice, huh? You guys take care, and I appreciate you spending time with me. Have a good one. Bye.